Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie for those who don't know me, reviewing Married at First Sight Australia, season 12, episodes 39 and 40. We are at the bitter end. My God, I forget how long Married at First Sight, the international versions can be, because didn't we start before the American version and we're ending after them? Bro. Crazy. But anyways, before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. So typically how I do it with the reunion is that it's mainly going to be the dinner party portion, unless there's something at the last couch session that's like, ooh, want to talk about that. Mainly it's just a rerun of everything we've seen. So I feel like it's redundant to keep talking about those same topics. So let's go on to the reunion, right? We have Rhea and Jeff. They are the only couple that is still together. No surprise there. When it comes to Jamie and Dave, they did not make it since the final vows.
I want someone who's going to love me and show up and be intense and all this without asking. For me, it became quite clear that Dave just wasn't fully into me. I broke up with Dave technically, but it was like he just wasn't going to do it. I had to essentially push for the breakup. Tell me what you're feeling. We could have put the kibosh on it ages ago. I don't know when this man would have actually had the balls to be like, I'm not into you. I don't know.
Did I not say I had a problem with the fact that after Jamie addressed the issues that she was having with Dave, she forgave him after he bought her some gifts and some flowers? Didn't I say that was a problem? And I was like, the show missed an opportunity to show what it would look like for Jamie to care for somebody who's dealing with a sick parent, or what it would look like for somebody like Dave who hasn't been reassuring their partner verbally to then start to be able to do that, or to work his way from whatever rut they were coming from in their relationship. Missed opportunity for two different reasons. And here, Jamie is saying the reason why they broke up is basically because the man couldn't be expressive enough. He couldn't validate her enough. The stuff that was the reason why y'all had an issue in the first place? I still don't know why she chose to forgive him, because he hadn't worked on those things from then. Speaking of men who have not worked on themselves, we have Paul, who is the perfect example for why you should not give somebody a second chance when they prove to you who they are.
I did feel betrayed by Karina at that point, 100%. And she obviously had a lot of insecurities, and that she obviously had crazy jealousy tendencies, and she proved my point. But final vows, don't project all your insecurities on me. That's not fair. I haven't done anything for it. She is a big snob, but she is. There's no hope at all whatsoever with me and Karina.
Paul exposed himself time and time again on the show, and that's not to absolve Karina. It is not. However, we saw exactly who he was, and she gave him chance after chance after chance. For what? And now this same man is like, yeah, no, she really is insecure, and everything that I said about her in the experiment clearly is true. She just proved it. Oh, not the tone changing. Were you not the same man who was boo-hoo crying, begging this girl to give you another chance? Boo-hoo crying. Boo-hoo crying to the cameras, boo-hoo crying to Karina, boo-hoo crying in the woods, boo-hoo crying to the producer, boo-hoo crying. And now you're here like, yeah, well, she is insecure, and she is this, and she is that, and she is. Why was somebody in my comments, I had to block them, talking about, and I know you're still watching, talking about, all you women do is count a man's wrongs, and a man can never just be let off the hook or whatever. Sorry. Absolutely not. Are we in a healthy relationship? Then there is no letting off the hook. We actually need to hold each other, mind you, we need to hold each other accountable. And we need to set a plan for restitution in our relationship if we're trying to have a healthy relationship. That's not a you women thing. Please. Somebody else who showed their true colors in this process was Adrian. And now we have Afina talking about, oh, as soon as I got home, I felt light, and I knew that our relationship wasn't anything deeper than physical, and he never was going to do right by me. So again, the things that you already knew from the experiment. He showed himself from week 1, from the freaking honeymoon. He was showing you who he was, and you kept giving the benefit of the doubt. For what? Guys, the benefit of the doubt doesn't get you anywhere. In situations like this, where somebody consistently proves to you who they are, what benefit is there? There is no doubt. It is fact. At the dinner party, everybody's coming saying, oh, I want to address this, I want to address that. Ciara is like, I have a bone to pick with everybody, but my kill shot will be for Afina.
Hey, ex-wife. Oh, no, we're not doing that.
What's going on, Adrian?
What's happening, Ciara? Cheers.
I feel disgusted when I see Adrian and Ciara together. They make me sick.
She texted you a bunch of shit about me.
I didn't say anything.
You did?
Yeah, no, I did.
I will get to you, but I'll get to you in a second.
Yeah.
The way that you treated me, the way I treated you treated me, no.
Oh, that
I'm
is
joking.
laughable.
She was trying to her husband.
Afina is a horrible, nasty person, and she's just proven me right.
You said, actually, what you said about Adrian was like, he's stupid, he can't spell, his business is a joke.
Did you say what she said?
She said it.
Did you say what she said?
You know what, Adrian?
Did you say what she said?
Some of the things. All of it. Bye.
I'm just clicking that these two had a couple swap. Because Afina right now is with Billy. And Ciara and Adrian, I don't know, they're making it seem like nothing happened, but... Anyways, Ciara is acting gobsmacked like, oh, I would never say those things that were said. I would never do those things. I was never pushing up on your man. Girl, please. Girl, please. She's out here trying to assassinate Afina, and I'm like, y'all are in the same boat, are you not? But anyways, she gives Afina the business, saying she basically called Adrian an idiot. And at first, she was dodging the question when Adrian's like, did you really say those things? Eventually, she does cop to some of it, not all of it. I think that at this point, everybody's pointing fingers. The only person who I guess is not at as much fault as everybody else is Billy. Now, I have my questions about Billy in the experiment, but seeing how everything has panned out, Ciara, Adrian, and Afina, all y'all got bad attitudes. All y'all do not know how to treat people properly. Because granted, Adrian did not do right by Afina, understood. But Afina, it sounds like, was saying those things during the process. Like, she had these thoughts about Adrian while they were still intimate. Girl, you hate him. Like, you hate him. Why are you fighting so hard to be with somebody who you don't like at the end of the day? And Adrian was doing the same thing. Ciara was doing the same thing. Just all three of them. I've had enough. At the beginning of the episode, we saw Jackie and Clint just being like, yeah, there's a secret that we have to share. Worst kept secret ever. Worst kept secret, because Ryan was like, first of all, I already know that these two are talking. I just want to see if they're actually in a relationship, because I asked Jackie to confirm whether or not there was something going on, and she said absolutely not. And Clint said absolutely not. So Ryan is coming in like, well, clearly that was a lie.
Are you and Jackie dating each other?
Clint, just be a man, own up, tell everybody what's been going on with you and Jackie.
We are. So do you want to...
Oh, yes! This is perfect!
Ryan? Like, I tried to be respectful to you, Ryan.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Okay, so 2 weeks after Final Vows, we started messaging and texting.
You guys were
Ryan,
chatting
no.
the entire
Totally
time.
incorrect.
Ryan, just zip it.
I think you just don't like the fact that Jackie's moved on.
I think Ryan was jealous. I think he was humiliated.
You're a pathological liar, Jackie.
Don't worry, Jack. Like, he's clearly just delusional.
I tried.
Oh, my
I
God.
tried my ass off.
Oh,
I
you
literally
tried your ass.
I've
All right.
had enough of you. I'm so fed up. I literally tried so hard to
Right.
make this relationship work.
Did you now?
I did.
Ryan says that during the experiment, Jackie would allude to the fact that she would be with somebody like Clint, older gentleman. The blonde, is he even blonde? I don't know. My brain is not remembering right now. Has a certain amount of money, carries himself with a certain kind of demeanor. Like, she basically was describing Clint throughout the process. It's just that Clint wasn't yet introduced. So when Clint got introduced, she exchanged the numbers and they've been talking. And yeah, there definitely looks like there's some crossover between her relationship with Clint and her relationship with Ryan. But one of you guys sent me this video on Instagram.
I thought, well, everyone's here, we've got a bunch of new friends, so let's share the conversation that we want to have. From what you've done on screen, you've been an absolute star, and you've been a star in my life. And you're amazing, and I know we've talked about a lot about our future and our future plans. And I know we signed up for Married at First Sight to get married, want a lifelong partner. So I've got one question for you.
Don't fake cry, Jackie. Look at that ring! Big up for Jackie and
She said yes! Congratulations, Jackie and Tina!
I was here thinking to myself, like, Clint, you're okay with this behavior? Like, this, she completely flew off the handle during this episode, like, screaming across the table. And I was looking at Clint like, you like that? Obviously he does, because he wants to wife her. Like, you like that? And it now makes sense why he didn't really have an issue with Lauren's behavior at the getaway, because he revels in this. He revels in, like, humbling people. He wanted to humble Ryan in his confessional. And I'm just like, ooh. I just think this is a telltale sign of what's to come in your own relationship. I will always take stock in how my partner treats other people, because once maybe that love isn't in that fairy tale mode anymore, that honeymoon phase anymore, the way that they treat others is how they're gonna treat you, and maybe even worse. Jamie and Dave hash out their breakup at the table, and Jamie, she's really not taking this separation well.
Jamie and I both gave 110%. We really did. And we formed a bond. And feeling of getting home for me, I really struggled going back home. I asked Jamie what her thoughts were, and she said, look, we're probably better off as friends, and that's what it felt like at the time.
Can we not, like, give a bullshit excuse? You just didn't have feelings for me. I had dinner with him last week, and I said to him, I can see you don't see me as the mother of your children. If I'm putting a breakup in front of you, which I've had to initiate because you can't tell me that you're not into me, I came at you sideways for not being transparent with me, and you did it again. And you just go, yeah, fair enough. That case in point, homeboy, you're not into me.
Yeah.
Prior to the switch up during the season, I would say that Jamie would have been absolutely blindsided by how Dave was acting. After the switch up, and after he did not prove to be a changed man, I'm looking at her like, are we surprised? Are we shocked? He's kind of already shown you that he struggles to communicate for whatever reason, and maybe he will take you on a ride, and you accepted that. Like, you knew. At this point, you knew. I'm sorry. I think as women, we need to take more responsibility in some of these situations. It's not every day, oh, I got played. And here goes Beth. Oh, gosh. Because Jamie gets up, all the women follow her, and Beth is like, yeah, the men this season, they really took us on a ride, you know? We were giving them everything, and they were two-timing us, essentially, is what she was saying. And I was thinking, for some women, I can give you that. I don't think that applies to you, Beth. Don't think that applies to Karina. Don't think that applies to Athena. And now, post the switch up from Dave, don't think that applies to Jamie. So sorry. No. You cannot say you were taken for a ride. You cannot say you were blindsided. You cannot say you got played if the person showed you who they were and you decided to stay. We actually need to be introspective about that. We need to take some accountability for our own actions. You did not have to stay, but you stayed, knowing that this person was not serving you in the way that you wanted. At that point, baby, that's partially on you. Next to address their breakup is Paul and Karina. They clearly have different recollections of what happened. Paul is trying to rewrite history, and the whole table is like, that doesn't sound right.
She was struggling to move past that mistake that I made. The mistake I made was to go...
Which one?
The mistake... I'm going to be straight with you. There's no point being sarcastic right now. There's absolutely no point doing that.
You made multiple mistakes.
And she made a few mistakes as well.
Why so angry?
So then I simply asked myself a question. Well, are we as compatible as I thought we were? Because you haven't really been able to take much criticism throughout the experiment. That's when I realised, that Karina has massive trust issues. She can be judgmental, and that's what I don't like about her. And then I just came to conclusion, we're not compatible.
Okay, that's great. That's the nail in the coffin. Book is closed.
That's how we get there.
Paul is definitely egotistical. I can't remember who on the cast said it in this episode, but it is so true. And whenever Paul's ego is bruised, he tries to throw stones at anything that's near him, and it's always Karina. He's like, well, Karina did this, and Karina did that, and he always starts just riddling off things, just trying to see what sticks. And I'm just like, Paul, oh my gosh. Every time he starts flailing to save himself, he just looks more and more guilty. Now, as insufferable as he is, I don't think he's completely wrong. I do think Karina had a lot of moments where her insecurity was being projected in the process. And so she played a part in the demise of their relationship. Not completely, though. And I definitely don't think it was a 50-50 thing. I definitely think Paul takes the brunt end of that, for sure. But Paul is here trying to change the narrative. No, sweetie, we were there. We saw what happened. I don't believe Karina was authentic to herself, which is one of the big claims that Paul is making. But Paul consistently threw her under the bus, even when he was clearly in the wrong. Like, no, sorry. There's no way anybody can vouch for your character if that's how you were acting. Anytime Paul did not get his way, he would show out. He would act the fool. He would throw a tantrum. He would punch a wall or a door. Still not sure which one it was. But yeah, no, sorry, Paul. You're not going to be able to flip the script on this one. Moving quickly through some things here, Sierra decides, you know what, I don't want to be affiliated with any of these people, so I'm going to get up and leave. As she leaves, Afina and Adrian are then going back and forth again. Long story short, he is hurt by the things that she said about him, which is understandable. As vile as Adrian may be in my mind, it is still hurtful to be called an idiot. That's not a compliment. It's going to be hurtful. She says that he is the devil in her eyes. So, ooh, wow. Strong words, but I could see why she got to that conclusion. What else happened? I think that was the end of the dinner party portion. Fast forwarding to the last couch session that they had with the experts. They start with Jamie and Dave, who are sitting hand in hand, and I'm thinking, y'all, this back and forth, I actually can't do it. Watching it back was really hard for Jamie, but she does say at the end of the day she's going to choose to look at the positives. She sees the experiment as overall being a blessing more than it was a curse. She's grateful for the time that she spent with Dave, and although they aren't meant to be together right now, they might be able to reconnect in the future. If you want to do that, that's fine. But the big thing is changed behavior. If behavior doesn't change, don't waste your time. When Afina and Adrian were on the couch, they're finally seeing the things that Adrian was doing and saying towards Afina. And they really started to feel for her until that ending where she was the one who asked him to give her another chance. This is an example of what I mean when women need to take some more accountability. And this is not a blanket statement. I'm just saying, like, oftentimes we point the finger at the guy in a relationship. I'm speaking of heterosexual relationships. Like, oh, but he did this to me and he did that. You can see clear as day, Adrian had been doing a madness from the beginning. From the beginning. And everybody's there like, damn, girl, what did you stay for? They watched that clip of her being like, do you want to spend the night? In shock. The room was like, is this girl okay? Why would she stick around after he treated her the way that he treated her? I think we need to be more honest with each other as girlies. I think we need to be more honest with ourselves. It's not every day you got played. Sometimes you just wanted to close your eyes to the glaring red flags. Glaring red flags. The room did back Afina up when she was like, you know what, as soon as I got home, I realized that I am that girl. I do deserve somebody who values me, and I'm a great mother, and I'm a great partner, and one day somebody's gonna see the value in that. Great. They all love that. It's one thing to say it, it's another thing to believe it. I hope that Afina believes it, because if you don't, you'll find yourself with another Adrian. She does say that at the end of the day, she knows that her person would not treat her that way, because I think the experts are like, do you think that you were the one for him? And she's like, no. Do you think that he was the one for you? And she's like, no, my man would never treat me that way. And he actually apologizes for the way that he treated her during the process. Do I believe his apology? No, I think it's something to save face. But yeah, girl, when we know better, we do better. So now that you know better, please do better. Jackie opens up about her time with Clint, and they're basically taking Married at First Sight into their own hands and doing their own little experiment. The experts are like, well, let's actually talk about your relationship with Ryan, and it was a rough watch.
We're really happy, and so, yeah, I'm moving in with Clint.
Like, it's not a big deal, guys. You all did the same thing.
Not a big deal.
How serious is this for you?
Oh, it's very serious.
Could never get through to Ryan on anything. Like, it was even
got through
last
so
night.
much. I took so much accountability
Can
sitting
you
right
just stop
here.
interrupting me? Actually, it wasn't ever me.
What about the times when he sat on this couch and presented a really happy situation going on?
I didn't have a voice, and that's what made it work. Like, that's putting on a brave face.
A show.
It wasn't a show.
Jackie basically admits to the fact that she was acting her way through the relationship. Yeah. Now, I don't know if that's her saving face, but definitely the way that the pendulum would swing so quickly back and forth between, no, sorry. A lot of that had to be fabricated. Now, Ryan won't admit to being a part of the fabrication. He's making it seem like he really was done dirty by Jackie. I don't believe he was fully invested in this either, but whatever. Clint is asked about Jackie's behavior on the show, because the other castmates are like, it's not alarming to you the way that she was acting, like you're not put off by that. And he's like, actually, she accurately depicted this to me already, and I'm falling more in love with her after seeing the footage. God help you. Like I said, you gotta watch how people treat other people, because eventually they could treat you that same way. Lastly, we have Paul, who was determined to come in and paint Karina as the villain, and the experts were not having it.
You have to stop playing the victim. And look at me when I'm talking to you. And you need to change. You overreacted to a comment in a car. You punched a wall. It just made me sick in the stomach. Rolling your eyes, shrugging, saying she's not compatible because of these reasons.
As much as it's hard to hear, I know there's a lot of things that I need to improve.
This must be a wake-up call to you.
John said everything that needed to be said. John said everything that needed to be said. Ooh, the way that John was humbling him. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Ah! You said that to a grown man? Oh my gosh. John sunned him a few times. And honestly, I liked it. I wasn't mad at it. I still think Paul should have been kicked out at that time that he was supposed to be kicked out, or at the very least, give us some inkling that he had been getting some kind of intervention that he was supposed to get, which was his agreement for staying on the show. But whatever. If he was to stay for this humbling moment, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I always wonder why people go on these shows and act the ass, because even if you're somebody like me who can dissociate from reality TV, this is going to be your reputation now going forward. Like, people do know, like, yeah, it's just a TV show, whatever, but I wouldn't even want this to be my reputation, even if people are not taking reality TV too seriously. Like, that's just embarrassing. Now, every show I go on, every interview I do, every person I encounter, they're going to bring this, oh no, God forbid. God forbid. But yeah, he tried to make Karina the villain, and Karina does have her faults, but Paul definitely takes the cake for being the less desirable partner in this relationship, and he had to eat that. The experts handed him his ass, and he just had to take it. But yeah, that was season 12 of Australia. If you have been begging for me to do US, ask no further. I am going to do US. I'm going to bulk film them because I am going to be away for 2 weeks starting next week. So I am going to bulk film those ahead of time, and you can expect those reviews to be dropping, I think, daily. I think we could do daily. Hopefully by the time I'm back from my trip, I will have the season covered completely. We'll see. We'll see. I can't give any promises. But anyways, as always, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.